The other day I was in my thinking spot when a thought occurred to me. I should try to find the cheapest MacBook and see if it has any value in 2019. I found several MacBooks between $200 and $400, but I really wanted to keep this under $50. I unfortunately wasn't able to do that, but I was able to find one for $60. Okay, so I just got here and the guy is right next to me, so I'm gonna get this right now. Good. Alright, there it is. It turns on and everything?
Yep, turns on and everything.
Alright, cool. Charger. Sweet. Alright. $60.
Sir, thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, so I just got the computer and it's right, I don't know if you can see, it's right back there. Before I talk about my experience with this 2009 computer, I do want you guys to know that every time you purchase something used, you really should do your best to clean it out. This laptop was really, really dirty, and it took me almost a good hour and a half to clean it out, and I didn't even do that great of a job of it because some of the keys still don't work. So far, my experience with this computer has been interesting to say the least. It took me about 24 hours to figure out how to get the operating system onto this laptop. I was just, more or less, I was the one making mistakes, but it definitely took me an extra second because this computer is so old. There's no internet recovery, so there's no real way to easily put on the original OS onto the computer or the latest OS onto the computer. But once I finally got that working, I was pretty impressed. The computer I ended up getting was a 2009 MacBook, the white version, not a Pro, not an Air, just straight up MacBook. It features a Core 2 Duo processor, yes, it's very old, and a dedicated graphics card, an NVIDIA GT 9400M, 2GB of DDR2 RAM running at 800 megahertz, and it originally came with a 160GB hard disk, but I ended up putting in a 512GB SSD that I had lying around. The SSD definitely helps this computer a lot, but the screen sucks, there's weird shifting, it's wobbly, and it's hardly bright at all. The single fan seems to always be on, thick design, super heavy, the trackpad sucks, and some of the keys don't work on the keyboard. Now obviously some of these problems are just isolated to my specific computer, but it should be noted that this is a super old computer, so that you're gonna have a lot of problems with it, just sort of inherently because it's so old. So much dust has gone in there over the years, and it's pretty gross actually, but that's why Clorox makes cleaning wipes. And while this is a 10-year-old computer, there actually is still some good things with this computer. Cheapest way to get into Mac OS, usable ports in 2019, USB Type-C, oh, it's a Kensington lock. YouTube at 720p works great. It's upgradable RAM, and upgradable hard drive. So should anybody consider buying this in 2019? No, yes, probably not. There are a few people that I think could use this computer in 2019. It's great for somebody who wants to try Mac OS without having to spend typical Mac OS money. It's great for a student or somebody who needs a portable computer that just does really, really basic word processing. It has Wi-Fi, so it can be used in like a coffee shop or in a classroom. You don't always need to use the Ethernet port, but do know that it's not super powerful, so you're not going to be able to edit videos on it, you're not going to be able to game on it, you're not going to be able to do anything that's really intensive on it other than word processing, checking emails, watching DVDs, and watching YouTube. Plus, you have to note that this computer revolutionized the industry. I mean, it was one of the first like thin and light computers. It's really cool that I get to play on one of these again. Actually, this was the first Mac that I ever used, not the first Mac I ever owned. It was my friend's Mac, and we actually filmed a video and then edited the video in iMovie on his original 2009 MacBook. No. However, What it comes down to is you're spending 60 bucks roughly for this computer, and it's not usable unless you put in an SSD. So you're talking about another 30, 40 bucks there, which brings you to around $100. And at that price, you're better off just spending $50 to $100 more on like a 6th generation iPad that has the pencil support that you can connect the Bluetooth keyboard to. And I think that makes way more sense. That's going to be supported for way longer because this computer is no longer supported. The screen is nicer, the processor is nicer. Everything is better about the iPad 6th gen. But if you really want to use macOS for as cheap as possible, I guess try this. But in my opinion, you're better off still spending like another $100 and getting like a 2012 13-inch MacBook Pro. That's going to last much longer, and that's actually still supported with the latest macOS update. Also, if you're okay with leaving Apple, you can always just get a Chromebook. Thank you for watching the video. If you did like it, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget, that's not the right way to say that. Just hit the like button. If you liked it, hit the like button. And if you also want to comment on it, hit the comment button. Don't forget to hit the comment button. Also, if you want to help keep this channel sponsorship free, check out the Patreon link down below. Also, check out the link down below. That's the link to my podcast, which will be sort of revamped and is going to be releasing tomorrow on Friday. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.